Hello everyone, it's your dude, James, coming to you with a new episode. Sorry it's been a while. There's a lot of stuff to go over today because it has been a little bit of time. But first of all, welcome. Thank you for all my returning viewers if you stuck around, even though I haven't been consistent. Thank you to any new people. My name is James. I live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about all things knitting, fiber, personal life, all that kind of great stuff. So it is currently Thanksgiving weekend here in the US. So I'm not sure when this video will get uploaded. It depends on when I edit it and all that good stuff. So I hope everybody is doing well. You know, if you're in the northern hemisphere, hope you're staying warm as it's getting cold here, especially in Wisconsin. I'm looking outside. Yeah, so I have a lot of things to go over. You know, I'll do my traditional works in progress, completed works, some stuff I'm thinking about casting on and getting ready for the new year, as well as some upcoming knit-alongs, all that great stuff. So, life stuff. I've talked a while about how I was trying to think about my career and kind of the things I've been planning. Well, I have made some moves. I've done some new things, which is a little scary, but I think good for me. So for those of you that don't know, I have a background. I have a degree for working in a field called student affairs, where you work with students in a college setting typically, and you're typically working with them outside of the classroom. So I have done that for 9 years, and I've gotten to the point where I've gotten burned out. To be real honest, I don't have a ton of faith that staying there was the best thing for me, that some of the issues that I worked with were a lot. And then overarching, I just don't have a lot of faith in what's happening in the field. There's amazing people doing amazing things staying in the field, but I can't do it anymore for me. And so that's not a reflection on my current university. That's not a reflection on my coworkers by any means. They were honestly the hardest part for me to leave was the coworkers. Which is probably a sign it's time to leave too, because when the hardest thing to leave is not the students, then it's probably just time to change the career. And I never wanted to be somewhere that I couldn't, you know, stay there for kind of the right reasons. So I took a look at moving. I've changed my career. I'm looking to go into project management. That's my newest thing. And so I am working for a contract company for a larger organization. It is a stay-at-home job, so I am working from my apartment. I've kind of changed my layout of my apartment. My background looks a little different because I had to move my cat tower from that corner over to this corner, so Artemis will be closer. I'm ready. For those of you that are new, Artemis is my cat who likes to make noises when I start recording, so I have a squirt gun to dissuade her from doing that. And it's been wonderful, honestly, making the transition. It's a new position. I'm not going to talk about the company or anything because I don't know how that works. You know, sometimes they have branding things or other stuff associated. So I'm not going to call any companies by name or too much, but so far the people have been wonderful. It's been really great working from home. I've really enjoyed it, and it's a completely different atmosphere. At first, it was a little bit like learning a new language because it's really outside of my field. But one of the great things that student affairs gives you is I have a lot of transferable skills. Once I learn the language, once I learn the acronyms, the process itself that I'm learning, they're not really that complicated. It's just learning the pieces, what pieces go where, when, and so I'm not worried about that. And the people I work with are pretty great. They set you up with a whole mentorship system. I have other friends that work for the company that spoke well for it, and they've been wonderful too. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm happy. The first week was a little bit of a transition. I'm still transitioning. Artemis, what are you doing? She started climbing on the TV. She gets so weird when I record. So I'm still transitioning because working from home is new. It's different. And I'm working Eastern time zone. So that gives me a lot more time in the afternoon. So I've been going to the gym every single weekday. My nutrition has been better. I've been spending less money. I'm not going to Starbucks ever anymore. Make the coffee at home. So it's been really good. I've been really excited, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Along with that, because changing careers did have a little bit of a pay cut in it. There's room to grow, which is exciting, but it kind of takes an investment. And so there was a little bit of a pay cut. I picked up a part-time job. So on the weekends, I'm actually working for one of our hospitals here in town, and I'm a patient companion, patient sitter. And so I am placed with patients that need someone to kind of be in the room one-on-one, but I don't do anything medical. I'm really there to kind of help them if they need stuff, to call for assistance or kind of do some basic stuff myself. And I've worked a couple weekends now. It's been really interesting. I've learned a lot more about the medical field than I ever thought I would. And I can say this with 100% certainty. I did not appreciate CNAs nearly as much as I should have. And I thought I appreciated nurses. A lot of my friends I went to college with are amazing human beings. I, know a lot of people that are in the nursing field. And until you're there multiple days and you kind of get a peek behind the curtains a little bit, I'm like, oh, I did not appreciate them nearly as much as I should have done. So if anybody's watching has ever worked in the medical field or currently is, thank you. You are some amazing human beings. And thank you for all that you do. So that's been really great. It's a nice part-time gig that I can do every other weekend is the plan. I don't want to burn out, going from my transition to something else. And so I don't know how long I'll do that part-time job, but yeah, it's really great for now. They're very, very flexible, and I only work weekend days, and it's every other weekend. So very sustainable. It's working really well. So I will miss student affairs. I met some amazing people. They were so great with their send-off to me. Recently we had a lot of people leave the university, and they kind of just quietly left. And when they asked me what I wanted to do, if any of you have been here before, this will not be a surprise. I said I wanted fireworks. Big, amazing fireworks, because I am not a quiet person. I don't know if you all knew that. I know I come across as shy. But no, I'm not a quiet person. I wanted there to be people to kind of celebrate, and they knocked it out of the park. They were amazing. They were so good. They threw a surprise party, which I had no idea about. Literally none. It was so good. I don't know if I've ever had a surprise party. I don't think so. I'm the planner in my family usually. So they're great. They were wonderful. The people that came out really gave me some closure, supported the difference that I've made while I was in that field. And as I took a look at leaving, they gave me some great gifts as I left, which is not about the gifts at all, but they're great. My immediate coworkers, they were so funny. A couple weeks before I left, they were talking about power tools, and a lot of the women in our office were saying, I want this power tool, I want that power tool. And in typical James fashion, I said, I don't even have a hammer. Because I don't, I live in an apartment. Why do I need a hammer? I don't need one. And so they're like, yes, you do need a hammer. So they actually gave me a hammer, and then they engraved it. It was so nice. So it's probably backwards on your screen. It says, and my theme for going away was Schitt's Creek, because I love Schitt's Creek. So it says, thanks for getting shit done. And then the Dean of Students office and the years I was there. In that office. So that was super nice. I've already used it. So yeah, I guess they were right. I did need a hammer. And a lot of people gave me some other things. Some really close coworkers were amazing. And they got me these coasters made. I think one of their husbands did it. And it says Dude Knits. I have 4 coasters with them. I will never use these. I can't use them as a coaster, but they look so cool. I could use them as a coaster. I don't want to, because I don't want them to get wrecked. It was so nice. It was so sweet. It was amazing. I mean, there was decorations everywhere for the surprise. People that I had knit stuff brought those things in. So it was really cool to see. There was a giant poster of me that they had printed out. So for Halloween, I went with a group of friends at Schitt's Creek, and of course I was Alexis. So there was my "You, David, Alexis" moment. This is like full-size poster that they had of me from Halloween. Oh, they were so funny. They were great. I really appreciated all my coworkers. I hope to keep in touch with them because I'm in the same city. You know, I haven't left. I'm giving it a little bit of time to adjust. But yeah, those are some big life moves, big things happening. A little bit of the reason there was a delay. A lot of stuff was going on. So yeah, that's what's up. My family's doing okay. I feel bad. One of my little nephews got a little bit of sick. And so he's doing better now, but there was some worry there. And then I have another family member that's not doing the best because they, like me, am pretty stubborn. And when I suggested maybe you should get this checked out at the hospital, they didn't. And so they probably should have. So hopefully they're doing better soon. They're on the mend. I've talked to them, but yeah, there's a lot happening right now. Not just for me, for everybody, but okay, we're already 11 and a half minutes in and I haven't even shown you any yarn yet. So that's where we're at as far as my life situation, kind of what's going on. Yarn wise, I've been pretty focused on a couple things, so I haven't started a ton of new projects. Actually, while I was cleaning, I found some old whips that I'll probably work on. So yeah, we'll go through that. There's a couple knit along things I want to talk about. The Lucky Dip is ending. It's November. The last month is December. The numbers are out there. They're online. And I think I even opened December's if people wanted to get started early because I know the holiday time gets busy for folks. So the Lucky Dip is a knit along that I was running. So if you don't know what it is, you can always look at previous episodes. It's the last month, so we won't go too big into it right now. Next month when we do the next episode, we'll talk more about it. And probably in January, I'll go back through and do some type of prize drawing for folks that participated in that. Besides, you know, what you've already done as a prize. I am wearing the Painting Bricks shawl by Stephen West, knit with Katona, which is a mercerized cotton. So the colors are great. I love how it looks. I totally got this idea from Kim at Around the Table Yarns because she has this amazing one. And for being cotton, it's a lot warmer than I thought. I literally use this thing all the time. None of my ends have come out. It was really easy to do, and I really do want to do his Painting Bricks blanket at some point. But yeah, this is great. I love this. I wear it all the time, so you've probably seen it in another episode. When it comes to finished objects, I have a few to go over, and you haven't seen, I think, any of them on this channel. So when I work at the hospital and I'm sitting with patients, if they're sleeping, if they're not doing anything, I can knit as long as that's safe for them, or crochet. And so I have been spending some time just making some washcloths. These are my crochet washcloth pattern. There's actually a video I did out there on how I do this. It's a very simple one, but the holidays are coming up. These are one of the things that really the only thing my family usually asks for. So I always try and make a couple for each set. So I made a couple of those. So this is actually a Christmas gift for one of my nephews. I have two nephews, one who is turning 1 in about 2-3 weeks, and then another one who is 4 months old. And so I'm making them each a Gramps cardigan by Tin Can Knits. And so this is the first one. Look at this there's elbow patches. I have to put on the buttons, but it is so good. This took me 8 days. Like, it was super fast, super great to knit up. It's using Sheep Juice Color Crafter from Around the Table Yarns, which is in Shaker Heights, Ohio, and one of my favorite yarn stores. And so I did make this. The first one, it was super cute. I tried it on my one nephew during Thanksgiving because I made this in size 6 months to a year, and that nephew's 11 months. And so it's actually made for my 4-month-old nephew so that he can wear it for a few months. Sizing for children is wildly different than I ever thought when I first started this. And so just getting in the mindset of what size to make. And so it's beautiful. I love it. The little pockets are functional. So yeah, I made the first one. I'm going to make the second one in the inverse colors. So the main body of the second one will be a navy, like this is a navy, and the accent color will be the gray. And so I think that'll be really cute. And I'll make that one in size, I think it's 1 to 2 year, or it's 12 month to 18 month, the next size up, because that'll work better for my other nephew. And it does. It looks so cute. It's called the Gramps cardigan because they look like they're little old men wearing it, because, you know, they have hair, but it kind of looks like they're bald. And it's great. It's a good fit for them. And I'm really excited. This was a ton of fun to make. The other thing I have to show you is a test knit. So I did do a test knit. It wasn't a secret or anything like that. It didn't quite turn out how I wanted. And there's a couple reasons for that. I think one of the reasons is my yarn choice. I'm trying to save some money, you know, with the job change. I'm also planning some trips, which we can talk about later. But, you know, I was trying to use the yarn that I had. So in my yarn stash, I did have a sweater quantity's worth of yarn that I think I had gotten on like a Hobby Lobby sale from months ago. So I had that. It was ready to go. It was Must Be Merino, and I love the colors. It's gray and gold, but knitting it up, a couple things happened. One, it ended up being way drapier than I thought it would, and it is not flattering on my body right now, which is why I'm not wearing it. So it's not flattering. It's like 20-30 pounds away from maybe being flattering, so I'm gonna keep it. I have it. I've done it. It's my first time that I've done a seamed sweater, a pieced sweater. So I pieced it all together. That part was fine. The yarn was way drapier than I thought it was, and I did have some gauge issues. My gauge dramatically changed on the back panel, like 20 inches up. So it wasn't subtle. I did several gauge swatches. I did all of that. Dramatically changed. And so yeah, it did not turn out how I wanted it to in the end. It does fit on me. It's not flattering. I love the collar. I love the sleeves that go all the way up. It's the midsection that I don't like how it fits on me right now. Maybe it will in a couple months, and that'll be great. The other piece that I didn't super appreciate, and I didn't realize it until I saw all the other patterns, is there's a chart for the midsection, and the chart doesn't change based on what size you make. So I'm a bigger dude. I made one of the bigger sizes, and it makes the chart look smaller because it didn't really change with the size of the person. And so that would have been good feedback to get if I had everything ready in time. And I was about a week late with getting it done. Again, there was a lot of stuff that happened in my life, and I actually don't have the email address that I was using to communicate with them because I don't have that job anymore. So I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. So I was test knitting for Max the Knitter, the Bolt sweater, and so I have it here. I do love my stitch definition. I do love my seaming because it's my first time I've done it. I have a few ends I haven't woven in, but here is the actual sweater. And I don't know if you can see the design. My lighting isn't the best right now. I swear you can see it when you're in person, but this is the sweater. It is way drapier than I would want it to be, but I love how the collar fits. I love the sleeves and the arms. The arms are up a little high, but I think that's okay, especially if I get bigger arms and bigger biceps. I think it'll look really good. But that's where we're at so far. So it's done. I have to weave in like 4 or 5 ends because I've been mostly weaving in as I go. But yeah, I'll keep trying it on. It's great gym motivation. I'm one of those guys that if I have a pair of pants that almost fits and I know I'm working out and I'm doing better with my nutrition and my activity levels and stuff, that motivates me so much to come in and do like a try on. I get done at the gym, shower, you know, like, oh, do the pants fit? No, but they're an inch closer than they were 2 weeks ago. That's what motivates me, not really the numbers on a scale or anything. And so the fact that I can try this on and see if it gets closer and closer is exciting to me. So I really like it. And I learned how to do a pieced sweater. I learned how to do all of that. I've never done it. I'm no longer as intimidated. I will absolutely do it again. I also learned how to do color work flat, which I am not a fan of. I did not really enjoy purling my color work so much. That part wasn't really fun for this section here. But yeah, I learned a lot. I've never test knit before. That was interesting. Probably give it a little while before I test knit again. But I love sweaters. I'm definitely in the cardigan mood. Shawls are great, but they're not my go-to as much anymore. So I want to make some more sweaters. I do want to make some more sweaters. And I also want to do some more color work. So speaking of that, there is a new knit along that I'm participating in, and I'm hosting part of it for the Burra Cowl. You might have heard a lot of other podcasters are doing this too. In fact, I don't want to miss out on anybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the description below the podcasters that I know about that are doing it as well. And so you'll have a complete list. I think most of them are really okay with double, triple, quadruple, sextuple dipping in the knit along. It starts January 1st. You can get kits. I don't know if there's multiple. I heard that some places might be doing kits too. But the one place I know for sure is doing it, that I got that confirmation, is Around the Table Yarns. They're wonderful. They were having a competition with their kits. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to do a giveaway for that. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway for gift certificates to Around the Table Yarns to whoever wins. That if you wanted to order a kit, you could. If you wanted to order something else, you can do that too. But the gift cards will cover the full cost of the kit and shipping. So I just really want to do that ahead of time. I think that you all have been wonderful. I've loved having this channel. I love supporting Around the Table Yarns. They're a wonderful yarn shop. I go to their Zooms all the time. The people there are just amazing. The friends that I've met that go to those Zooms and others, it's a wonderful place. So to participate, all you need to do is comment down below. So this will be a YouTube comment giveaway, which also means I need to figure out how to do that. But we'll figure that out by the next episode. And so the giveaway question is going to be, somehow you have to use the word thankful, because I am thankful for Around the Table Yarns. So somehow in your comment, you have to use the word thankful. You could answer, what are you thankful for? What, anyhow you want to use it, feel free, put that down below. I will use the YouTube comment picker and I will draw for a winner of that my next episode, which I'm going to try and be in 2 weeks. And so feel free. I really should have done this sooner, this podcast episode, but that's what will happen. That's the winner. Don't feel pressured for the knit along. It's going to start January 1st, but most of those people that are doing it are doing a year-long knit along, I think. I'm going to do it until August, because you know me and year-long knit alongs. We've learned that they don't go along together. So I will be putting a thread up in my Ravelry, so feel free to post your color choices there. Especially, I know a lot of folks have already gotten their yarn for it because they've heard about it from other places. But yeah, feel free to do that there. Comment down below. I will draw a winner. I'm so excited to do some more color work. I am pumped for that. So feel free to check it out. And join if you would like. You don't have to, no pressure. I just really want to do some color work because I'd love to do a color work sweater for next winter. That's just some water because I'm talking a lot. So yeah, that's an upcoming knit along that's happening. I am going to be working on some other sweaters and apparently cardigans. So my sister, bless her soul, she gave me an early Christmas gift, question mark on the gift. So she was super sweet. She bought me a pattern. So she bought me this. This is by Natty Journal. So she bought me this dinosaur cardigan to make, I'm pretty sure, for my nephew. So she didn't give me any yarn. She might. That might come. But yeah, this was my gift to make her son a cardigan. She's funny. She's great. It is a crocheted cardigan, so that's going to be new. I've never done something like that. I mostly knit my garments and crochet accessories, but yeah, I'm up for it. We'll see what happens. It might be an interesting cardigan, but I am definitely in the sweater mood, and I do want to go back to doing a sweater in the round, top down raglan probably, and I want to do an ugly sweater because I think it's fun and I'm going to enjoy it, and I have a lot of sparkly yarn. So it's going to be like an ugly sweater type of thing. This is all worsted weight. This is 100% acrylic. This is big twist yarn. Is there a specific twinkle? Big twist twinkle. So I don't know if you can see in there. Actually, I'll pull the bag down. How about we make it easy for you all to see instead of just talking about it? So these are all my colors. Oh, look at that twinkle. They are all twinkle yarns. I am excited. I think it's going to work great. I think this is worsted weight, so it's going to go up fast. It's probably going to be striped. And I'm going to love every single second of it. Probably not something I would wear to one, like a video conference type of day, but I work from home now, so when I'm cold, I can wear it whenever. I'm excited for that. I have also just pulled out some old whips that I wanted to get some work on. So here's a blanket made with 4 different types of yarn and US size 36 needles. So that's a blanket I'm working on in my bag that says one cat short of crazy. Because apparently one cat is all I can take. Then I have, I was working on this washcloth for a coworker, so I pulled that out. I never did finish. Oh, apparently I'm losing stitches. So that's not ideal. If you ever drop stitches, the first thing they'll tell you is, do not panic. Panicking does not help, when in reality, most of the time you can just pick them up. So I'm trying to come up with like a buffalo plaid type pattern, and I'm using straight needles. So this is just with cotton yarn, just coming up with like a buffalo plaid pattern, because that's going to fit her kitchen. So working on that. That's an old whip. Another old whip. This is for my friend Miriam. It's made out of 100% mulberry silk. And it feels like I'm holding water. Look at that color. Look at that. It's beautiful. All these purples. So I am making her a snood. So I've already put a couple rounds on it. Just doing some basic, it's so soft. Some basic ribbing, and this is the Boho Knitter Chic Spins pattern. And so this is what it looks like. I think it's more of a hat than a snood. But at one point in time, we had picked this out together. So I found that while I was cleaning. And I've been keeping it at my work desk in case I have any trainings I need to do or anything like that. And I remember the first time I started working with it, and I'm like, ooh, this is really slippery. I don't know. And at this point, I'm like, this is gorgeous. I love it. I'm not worried about the slippage anymore. So it's great. I love that. It's going well. So that's something I've worked on. And of course, I can't stop casting on new projects because why would I do that? And so I've really wanted to knit some hats because I've been working pretty monogamously on the test knit and my nephew's cardigans, and it's getting cold, it's hat season, and I've wanted to use mohair this year. So for the first time, I'm using something with mohair, never have before. And so I did cast on a hat using some yarn I had purchased at Maryland Sheep and Wool this past May. So this is the progress I've made there. This is double thick, so it's double this length, and I knit it together. And I'm just starting the body of the hat. So it's fuzzy, it's beautiful. The color is getting washed out, which is unfortunate because I purposely got the mohair to match the skein of yarn. So here's the skein of yarn. Let's see if I can get you. That's pretty true to color. It's like these bronzes with turquoise and light blues and some lighter browns, excuse me, in there. And then, of course, it's in a plastic bag because it's mohair and I have a cat who likes to play with things. But I don't know if you can see that. There's some browns, but mostly the blues and teals, and it matches almost exactly when they were in hanks. And now that I have them skeined up, this one's almost a little bit more blue with the mohair, and that's a little bit more bronze. But they work together like they were made for each other. And so I know when you work with mohair, I've heard that it can dominate whatever you put it with. So if you have a darker mohair, it's going to turn the yarn darker. If you have a lighter one, it'll be lighter. And I loved the colorway of both. And so I think they're enhancing each other beautifully because it's the same colors. They're not the same yarn. I don't think I got them at the same place. I have my yarn tags in here. The actual yarn is fingering weight. It's 70-20 superwash merino 20 nylon from the yarn Hug called Sea Oak. And then the other one, the mohair, was... Of course, I can't find it in my bag as soon as I start recording, even though that's where I put it. Okay, let me just take everything out. Literally everything. Don't mind me. And of course, that's the last thing in there. This is brushed kid mohair silk in the peacock colorway. And I don't know where I got it from. It says Scandinavian Weave and Knit.com. But I definitely got it at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So I don't remember what it was called. I don't think it was Yarn Hoog, but maybe it was. It could have been. It would not be the first time I've been wrong. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. So that's something else I'm working on. So that's what's up. Well, of course, there's mohair in my mouth now. That's great. That's wonderful. And then I was gifted a skein of yarn. Oh, I've been talking about how I wanted to try working with camel. And so I had a friend of mine that's like, I have this colorway that I will never use, and I want you to have it because I know you'll use it and you'll love it. This is by Handmaiden Fine Yarn from Canada, and it's 70 silk, 30 camel. And it's 100% amazing. Don't think there's a colorway. I don't see a colorway. It's camel spin is the... But it is 100% gorgeous. It's so soft, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I just said I was over shawls, but I probably will do a one skein shawl type of project to wear. I always smell my yarn. It's amazing. I'm so excited, so thankful to be gifted that. So, not that I need gifts. I don't need gifts, but I was planning to get something with camel in it anyways. And they're like, oh, really? Well, I have this skein that I'll never use. So, yeah, that's what's going on in my life. That's what's going on in my knitting world. I will really try and not make it as long between my next episode. I'll try and get this up. I don't know if it'll happen this weekend. It's probably going to happen sometime the week after Thanksgiving, knowing me and how things work. So, yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by. Feel free to join in on the Burra Cowl knit along. Feel free to let me know what you're doing, how you've all been. I'm super excited to see everybody. I do have open Zoom knitting if you want to stop by. It's on Tuesday nights at 6:30. Feel free to stop by if you're available. I do that most weeks. It's maybe if there was a holiday that fell on it, I wouldn't do it. But feel free to stop by. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great holiday weekend and a great week ahead. Bye-bye.